Hey there guys, it's Jesse, and today we take a look at my very first week using level 86, Play Like a Pro software. Now, apparently in my last video I made the horrible mistake of calling it an add-on, which, as many of you pointed out, is a very illegal thing, and in fact, this is not an add-on at all, but a program and guide to help you play better. So, this isn't like some horribly illegal thing, and, yeah, let's make that clear now, before you guys are like, "Ooh, you cheater, grr!" Now, the main program, from what I can tell, accesses your game's config files, I think the WTF ones in particular, and changes your key bindings and macros to this super powerful what the pros use settings. As you can see, when you run it, you input your information, and it makes slight modifications to the file, so when you log in, your macros and whatnot will be edited and changed, and as you can see, it's actually quite simple to do it. I'll give you a little look here of the process. All you have to do is find your character and pick the class and spec you are, and boom, there you go. Now, like I said, this does change your macros and stuff, so like one of the video guides they have says, you want to save all your old stuff and make sure you have backup copies of everything before you switch over, just in case you made a mistake or something. So, yeah. Speaking of videos, once you have an account, you can log into their website for guides and all these different videos on how to get started and learning to play with these new bindings and whatnot, how to edit them to fit your play style, all sorts of different things. Like I had said at the beginning of this, it's not really an add-on so much as it is a system and guide to help you play better. So, my apologies for previously saying, like, it's an add-on for your thing. However, there is an add-on involved, and maybe this is probably my mistake from last week. It's actually that the add-on part is totally free to download, and what it is a simple screen that goes on your WoW UI that basically shows you where your keys are. It's like a guide to help you figure out where the keybinds are for what they use. So it's not really modifying anything, it's just helping you figure out what changes they made and how you can use them while you're playing instead of having to look off the screen or memorize it before you play. You can do it while you play, alright? So I think that's the background information you need on this. If you want more information, go back and watch the first video, or go to their site. They can explain it way better than I can. My job in this video is to show you the differences between my before play and my after play, so let's do this thing. Now, to say I have mastered the new keys within a week would be insane, as I have never played a melee before, and I have used the same style of healing in this game for years. I will say the majority of the week was spent trying to understand why my hands would have to be in such a way on the keyboard that is entirely 100% foreign to me. I mean, I really had a hard time adjusting to keybinds. I was like, why is this, like, I have to press control and this? Like this? Oh yeah, it was rough. I suppose if you're used to that, and you're used to keybinds, going through the motions and understanding and learning how to do this process, with the guides and them teaching you how to do it, I can assume this would come easier to do, you know, the shift commands and the control commands and all the different keys and where they are. I can assume that would be a lot easier for you. If you're a horrible mouse clicker like myself, every once in a while you find yourself accidentally using the mouse to click something just because it seems easier to you. But I guess easier is not always better, would be the message here. Anyway, with my faults said, let's get into the footage and show you some outcomes. So originally, I tried level 86 out on my healer, and as you can see here, I've split the screen to show you what my healing was using my mouse over macros and the stuff I've used for years versus level 86. Now, you might be saying to yourself, the mouse overs are kicking ass, but notice the actual healing per second is higher on the level 86 side. Just because the chart with the little blue bar there makes it look like the left side is actually doing better, really it's not. I'm actually doing better on the right side. I'm actually doing 1,000 more healing per second, which is significantly better. With that said, I did kind of co-opt the key bindings with my clicking style, because it seems sort of counterintuitive to relearn everything and then go into a raid, and so I combined them both, and I think it actually worked out really well. I'm gonna try it again this week and see what I come up with, and if anything really major happens, I will definitely make another video and show you guys that. But for feeling really awkward using new key bindings and learning WoW raiding, to do 1,000 more is actually kind of an improvement. I was really excited about that. Now let's move on to DPS. For those of you who want to know what I was working with, head over to the armory, look at Mojo Maker on Gorefiend, and you can see my crappy green enhancement gear. So hopefully it's going to put it all into some sort of perspective for you. Hell, even at the time of the video, I didn't even have any gemmed gear. It was just straight gear I had just bought from the auction house. So, yeah, I was pretty poorly geared. So keep that in mind. Now, I had just loaded the macros and whatnot for my enhancement character, and didn't have a clue what to do. And immediately some guildies were like, hey, let's go on a dungeon run. And I'm like, sure, whatever, what better way to test something you don't have a clue how to use than on a guild run with people in purples and heroic blues who have been playing their classes forever. If this is really gonna stand up to the test, this is the best place to do it, right? And let's be honest, if anything, I thought, hey, this is gonna be good for a laugh. And at the start, it was. Seriously, take a look at this. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. The key bindings seemed insanely placed, like all over the keyboard in the most wacky places. I had no clue what I was doing. I kept having to look at the key binds and then look at the mobs and have to move around. You're not ranged, so you can't really just stand still. Yeah, at some point during the first maybe 20 minutes of this dungeon, I really was quite pissed and was thinking about going back to Elemental and just giving up altogether. It angered me how bad I was at it, because not only was I learning melee, but at the same time learning this level 86 thing, and the two together were infuriating. But I took the time to edit the key bindings a tad, move them around to different places to make it feel a tad more comfortable. Still not 100% sure on the whole hack and slash melee thing, but take a look. I went from not being able to even do anything to actually putting some numbers that are kind of decent up on the board. Still, while I doubt it's impressive to a lot of you because, you know, you're like, I'm the best raider ever, to me, it kind of shocked me that not really having a clue on how to do this and how to play a melee and how to use these key bindings, I still didn't do too bad. And this is my first day, my first attempt at trying melee. Make your own judgments there. Finally, when I went into my most favorite place on Earth, Tolbarad, I actually killed people. It was crazy. Without even being face rolled by rogues and crap. It was, dare I say it, fun. I mean, check this out. I had a freaking great time. So in the end, let's talk final verdict. If you are a solid end game raider who has been doing the same stuff a certain way for a certain number of years, I'm gonna say don't bother. I would not suggest this for you. If anything, it's just gonna piss you off, and you don't want to have to start learning something new. You've been doing something the same way for so long, it's just gonna make you mad to try it all over again. I would say, even if it can make you a better player, the confusion and the stress of relearning a game might just be enough to make you start sending me death threats for the recommendation, and I don't need that. However, if you are new to the game, or a player who wants to get better, or you want to get into that really high end game raid stage and really put out some like major numbers, I actually really recommend this. I think it has shown that with using these keys and their special placement and the macros and the fact that you can change and edit so it fits your style, I had a week and on average bumped my healing by 1,000 HPS and started to actually learn to play a melee character in a way that is sorta kinda respectable. So I'll leave that choice up to you, but if you're a new player or you wanna be better, even if you are that raider I just a moment ago talked about, go for it. I totally say you should. But with that said, this is not like one of those 1800s style cure-all tonics where they promise to like instantly regrow your hair or something ridiculous. This is a system. It is a training course to help you, right? You're paying for pros to train you. That's what this whole thing is. And so what's gonna happen here is you're gonna have to practice and learn and watch videos and they're going to help you with some really great pre-created macros and button locations and whatnot, but you have to have the drive and the willingness to want to do this and learn from these guys, because they're pro gamers and they're high-end guildies, and they're going to help you, but you have to be the one who wants to go for it. So if you aren't that person and you don't really care about the game and you're like, I don't really care, I'm happy with what I have, fine. But if you want to be better and you want to get to that next level and get into those really good guilds and see content first, do it. Go for it. And that's my final verdict on level 86. If I see anything I want to show you guys down the line, I will post it. But for now, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to try and review more game stuff. If there's any sort of add-ons you want me to check out, let me know. I will definitely do it. Okay? Cool? Thank you guys for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and as always, to be continued.